December 11th, 2012. It's my first year in high school, and I was asked to give a speech in my AVID class about either a significant person that inspired me or a list of pet peeves. With the scenario my life was thrown into at the time, I only thought it was best to talk about a significant person. This person was my father. My teacher gave me about a week to work on this, but I only needed 5 minutes to think of what to say. I spoke to the class and gave a speech on how he inspired me to be the person that I am today. And then I dropped the bomb, that my father had leukemia and was only given 6 months to live. Part of the class broke into tears as I continued, and after I finished, an ovation was heard that I will truly never forget. My teacher came over to me and gave me a hug. I sat down at my desk and had, for the first time in my life, opened up about my personal life and struggles I face. I felt a chill go up my spine. The next day, my father passed away. Gone before I truly could have said goodbye to him or know anything truly about him face to face. He passed away in Tennessee, far from where I could hug him and say those goodbyes. With semester exams coming up next week, and oh yeah, my birthday in just 3 days, I truly had no plan or action of what to do. All I felt was pain and sorrow, but I had just enough strength to move on to the next day. Walking to school the next day was painful. The looks of sadness and mourning people gave me didn't make anything better. So I went to the one place and person I knew would help. I walked up to my AVID teacher, Mr. Abney. He was standing at his door with the same smile as usual, and I hugged him and simply said, "He died last night." At that moment, AVID went from a college preparation class to a safe haven and a place that truly saved my life. In addition to helping me grieve through the loss of my father, Mr. Abney had also helped me get through the other tough situations in high school, such as maintaining high grades, staying positive, and also learning how to be a better friend and also boyfriend with any relationship issues I faced. I then realized this room, decorated with college pennants and souvenirs, became a home away from home, and also the only place in which I could find myself again. Through these last 5 years of school, I have walked into only 3 different AVID rooms and only had to change teachers 3 different times. But throughout the change, I have found a new level of myself. I've smiled my biggest, cried my hardest, and worked my most diligently while maintaining my sanity when life becomes just too much with all that I did. Now, AVID wasn't the only thing I was involved in. Since the 6th grade, I've been a part of the band playing trumpet, where I eventually became, in my senior year, the section leader. And get this, a 4-time state solo ensemble qualifier and a 2-time all-region band member. I also was in sports, running track and field since 8th grade, where I eventually became the track captain, one of the top 5 sprinters in my district both years, and graduated as my school's most valuable runner, along with being ranked among the top 50 best sprinters in Texas that year, with a plethora of medals and bibs I hung up on my wall along the way. I'm also one of the only students that can say they're in the top fine arts and athletics programs with a 3.5 GPA to go with it. I'm in the National Honor Society, ASL, Student Council, and I was a part of the inaugural Mayor's Summer Internship, and I am Plano's first ever Summer Institute speaker. If there's a lesson I learned along the way, it's that just because I packed my life with so much to do didn't necessarily make me happy on the inside. And quite frankly, overbooking my life made me more of an extracurricular kid than a well-educated student. And even with all my successes, I've had my failures. I've lost races, just missed some goals, and I've fallen short on some tests too. But high school taught me a lot of lessons. To stick to your goals and aspirations no matter what gets in the way, even if that's another side of yourself you never thought would be unveiled. I learned from my father to never give up, even when life is at its hardest and most overwhelming. So, during my overbooked life, AVID was my pause button. It was the place I could take a deep breath and exhale without running a race, playing an instrument, or studying my brains out. Through these years spent within the program, I've also gotten to meet and interact with amazing new people that have helped me rebuild the person that is standing here today. Avid has helped me experience fun new relationships through leadership retreats, guest speakers, college visits, district events, and of course, the team building activities. The struggles of high school, grades, loss, and maintaining an athletic, musical, and academic career became really tough. But Avid helped me balance all of those with organizing myself, as well as studying and taking advantage of any free time to get better at whatever I needed to do. Whether it was the 8 by 11 inches of paper that students hated to complete, yet we were forced to pay attention to twice a week, I believe you guys call these TRFs, or the multiple pages of detailed, highlighted, and thoroughly summarized notes that we actually wrote sloppily in the hallway 5 minutes before they were due. Those are C notes, by the way. Avid teachers, fear not, because these helped out tremendously. It truly kept me up on my feet and helped me prepare for the notes, focus, and concentration I'll need when I'm taking the next step forward to college. Speaking of which, that next step will be at the University of Oklahoma, where I'll be majoring in professional writing and journalism, as well as running for the Sooners track and field team in the fall. I truly never thought any of this could be possible without the Avid program, my friends and family by my side every day as well. The connections that Avid has made upon me and my family has been something that only Avid can do. To my very first Avid teacher, Mrs. Saviano, my mother's ability and determination to go back and achieve her bachelor's degree in college was solely because of your amazing degrees she would always see on your wall in meetings and open houses. I thank you for introducing, immersing, and teaching me the beginnings of Avid and what it meant back in the 7th and 8th grade, as well as putting me on the panel to make Armstrong a national Avid demonstration school for the very first time. To my final Avid teacher, Coach Jones, who's also a football coach at East. I know how much D'Angelo and I make you wish coaching was your only job, but I promise, when we do work together, we get the job done, and it always shows up on the report cards. Thank you for pushing me academically and athletically to my limits and always keeping an eye on me when things weren't right. It has been an honor to be your athlete and, more importantly, your student and Avid nephew. To Mr. Abney, you've been the father that came into my life when my biological one left. You not just expanded my passion for Avid, but you taught me to get back up on my feet when life had pushed me down and had me stuck there for months on end. For all the late afternoons in your room reevaluating life, to the multiple times D'Angelo and us have gone out to eat and discuss what's next, not just for you, but for us in our lives as well. We'll always stay in touch. You saved my life from going down a path of depression and sorrow over my father, and you brought me into the light once again. I want this next person to stand up. D'Angelo, will you stand up? This man right here, he's awesome. You are my brother. You've been my brother since that day in Avid. We tied strings around our heads and acted like the biggest idiots you've ever seen. Actually, now that I think about it, we haven't changed that much. Just no strings around our heads. Nevertheless, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't ever be able to find who I was in Avid class. We graduated Avid together, and we pushed ourselves to levels we never thought were imaginable. I'll never have a brother that knows me more than you. Thank you. If you take anything from what I've told you today, it's that there is one thing in life that will never betray you, and that is determination. In life, you are given a lot of things to carry, a lot of things to take care of, and a lot of things to deal with, but not everything will go as planned. Bad things in life will happen, even when good things are planned originally. You just have to be who you are, stick to your goals, and never stop trying and believing in yourself. People will walk out and leave your life, and new ones will come in as well, but never forget who you are and why you are here. We are here to make the world a better place, to inspire the next set of students and educators that need a good example to follow behind and look up to as they make their journey through high school, college, and beyond. Aspire to inspire before you expire. To the kids out there watching this, thinking about getting out of Avid, that it's not cool or it's not my thing. It is. You just don't know yet. Stay in this until the very end to realize its true meaning, a meaning that can only be conveyed by you once you've completed it. Believe in yourself when nobody else does. Push yourself to be the best you that you can be, but don't overcrowd your life like I did. But just always remember, when life gets tough and confusing and pretty dark, I want you to get up, run headfirst, don't look back, and keep going until you see the light again. And like my dad told me, and now I tell you, no matter what, always find a way to smile.